Hey guys, welcome to Lingua Marina. Today I'm going to teach you how to get used of overused words in English. When we all start to learn a language, we start with a very basic set of words like really, important, like, and all of those. And as we evolve with our language, we continue using them over and over again. And this makes our speech boring.
Boring?
So today we're gonna dig into your speech, we're gonna identify those overused words, and I'm gonna give you alternatives so you could sound more like a native speaker and make your speech more diversified. So if you're interested, continue watching this video. First word is like. But remember, I told you in some of my videos to use this word if you need some time in order to think what's coming next. I want to go skating. So this meaning is completely different. We're gonna talk about like. That means when you like something, when you adore something. And immediately I use synonyms. Instead of saying I like this, you can say I admire this. I adore this, which is a little stronger than like. It means that you are really fascinated by something.
I adore that.
You can also say cherish. That means something is important to you.
I cherish you.
If you were talking about a person, for example, you're in love with a guy or with a girl, instead of saying I like her, you can say I fancy her, which is a little British, but is also used in American English.
I fancy you too.
The next word is important, and I know we learn it year one when we start learning English, but we can say vital, which means you cannot live without it. My salary is vital to me because without it, I would not survive.
More vital than saving lives.
Or you can also say significant. For example, if you're talking about a person who is important to you, like your husband, you can say a significant other. And this phrase is used a lot in the US because when you're inviting a couple, you can say, please come over and bring your significant other, because you don't know whether that person is married or maybe they're still dating. So you can just say significant other. That means that a person is important to you and he's your or she's your significant other.
Well, you've lived with your significant other for some time.
You can also use the word essential, for example, for things that are important for you in order to maintain your daily routine. My phone is an essential part of my life because I need it for my business and for calling my parents.
That is essential.
New. This word is used over and over again in English. New product, new day, new week, etc. But there are some words that you can use instead. For example, updated. This is an updated version of an iPhone. It has 3 cameras. Instead of saying a new version, you can say an updated, because this is actually more accurate because you're talking about upgrades that they brought to a new version.
Yeah, the updated version.
You can also say modern. Modern day, modern world, modern computer.
Modern deodorant for a modern man.
The next word is really, and we say it a lot. It's really beautiful. It's really amazing. I really like it, over and over and over again. But you can say it's significantly taller. For example, this building is significantly taller than the other building.
Significantly overrated.
Or instead of saying I really love you, you can say I love you to the moon and back. So there are different expressions that you can use to replace the word really.
And I love her to the moon and back.
One of the best ways to diversify your speech is to read as much as you can and listen to as many audiobooks as you can, because if you're reading a book, the author wouldn't use good, see, as, like all the time. He would use other words because people, when they're writing, when they're professionals, they do their best. And today this video is sponsored by an app that lets you read books really fast. They're called Blinkist, and you can read or listen to any book in 15 minutes, which is amazing in our modern world when I always have like a list of 20 books that I want to read, and sometimes it takes me months to complete one book. But with Blinkist app, you get the most important thoughts from one particular book, and you don't have to spend weeks reading the whole manuscript. This is what their app looks like. I'm currently reading Money by Tony Robbins because I started the actual book, and it's been 3 weeks because there is so much I wouldn't say useless information. There's just so much information around the main concept, so I just ended up reading it on Blinkist. They have different categories that help you navigate, and they also have curated lists, like for example, New York Times bestsellers. So if you're looking for something that you want to read right now, you can just use one of their lists. The first 100 people who use my link below are gonna get 7 days completely for free. This is your chance to read in English and read the most amazing content. And then if you decide to continue with the full membership, you get 25% off. But remember, you get 7 days for free. You can cancel anytime and enjoy amazing content. Your favorite and. When you're writing a personal statement or a motivation letter or an email, first of all, it's not really grammatically correct to start your sentence with and. Normally, people would start with a word like moreover, in addition to what I said, furthermore, like all of these words make your speech more diversified. And if you're taking a TOEFL exam, if you're taking an IELTS exam, if you're doing academic writing, people really pay attention to it. And I know that in TOEFL and IELTS, if you don't use enough of those words, if you keep using and over and over again, they would actually reduce your grade. So please make sure that and is replaced by moreover, in addition to, furthermore, I'd like to add that, etc. And please don't start your sentence with and.
Moreover, she saw your Uncle Claudius with him.
Interesting. This word is also really widely used and can be replaced with a lot of words. Like you can say, this is cool, instead of saying this is interesting. You can say this is mesmerizing. This play was mesmerizing. I was fascinated by it. Instead of saying this play was interesting.
She's saying it was mesmerizing.
Of course you can say that, but we're learning more vocabulary here. So you can, by the way, if you're writing this down, you're doing a totally amazing job. Don't forget to tag me on Instagram when you're doing this, because I love watching your stories. I'm Lingua Marina on Instagram. And a lot of you guys ask me how to learn new vocabulary. This is your way to learn it. You take one word that you use over and over again, you write down synonyms to this word, maybe using my video, maybe using your own research, and then you try to replace it in your speech 3 or 4 times, and then this is how your brain is gonna learn how to use different words. Good. Some people would consider this compliment as average, like this is a good option. Might sound like this is an average option. So if you want to really tell somebody that you're impressed by their results, don't say good results. Say amazing results, say fascinating results, say mesmerizing results, say impressive results. So a lot of words that are a lot stronger than good, because good is somewhere here, amazing is somewhere here, fascinating is somewhere here, and good is still, you know, a little lower.
Very nice. Very impressive. Very impressive.
Smart. Now, if you're learning a British version of English, smart is when somebody is dressed up. You look smart today, you look smart today. That means you're wearing a dress, you're wearing your makeup, you've done your hair, and this is the British version. American version of smart is clever. People say this word a lot. He's a smart person. What a smart doggy. Oh my God. So they use smart all the time. But you can replace it with other words. Yes, you can say clever, you can say brilliant, you can say quick-witted, you can say wise, you can say genius. Use these words instead of smart.
She was clever, yes.
Explain. Again, this word is really basic. But what I like to say in my speech when somebody talks about something and I didn't really understand, I tell them, could you please elaborate on that a little more? Elaborate on something. Instead of saying, could you explain this once again? I say, could you elaborate on this a little more? This sounds really American. Americans love this expression.
Could you elaborate, Ramon?
You can also say, could you clarify that for me?
Okay. And could you clarify with an example?
The next word that we use a lot is thing. I like this thing a lot. This is a really interesting thing. Instead of thing, you can say concept, but really you need to be in the context and see which other synonyms you can use instead of just saying thing, because thing is, again, it sounds a little awkward because that means that you don't really, maybe you don't understand the concept because you keep saying thing. So instead of saying thing, think of other synonyms to a concept that you're replacing.
Yes. Interesting concept.
See. To see something. Oh my god. There are so many synonyms to this word, and I think you have to learn all of them, because if you're reading an English language text, you're gonna see a lot of those words. For example, glimpse at someone.
I kind of got this arcane glimpse at the universe.
Or stare. When I stare, it means I keep looking at you all the time.
Why are you staring at me?
Observe. I'm observing something. I'm observing San Francisco from my window.
Oh, no, I'm just observing the class. Carry on.
Notice. You notice something. I've noticed something.
Notice me. Notice me. Notice me.
So there are a lot of synonyms to replace see. Another word is also. Do you remember we talked about and? So this is kind of the same problem, especially when you're writing an essay. It's good to replace also. It's great, it's amazing, it's fascinating when you're replacing also with something else like furthermore, in addition to, moreover, because that makes your speech more profound.
And furthermore, I suggest
Change. There are so many synonyms to change. There is a synonym adjust. Can you adjust my shirt a little bit so it fits better?
Adjust course, Lieutenant. Sir.
Transform. This company has completely transformed the market instead of change the market.
You can transform it, Will.
Another word is modify, and the same appeals to change as a noun. Adjustment, improvement, modification. And the last but not the least, you love to say said. He said, she said, I said, and then your speech is just filled with said. There are so many words to replace said, especially I remember when I was doing reported speech exercises at school, they told us to replace said. They even forbid us to use said when we were doing those exercises. So you can say claim. I claimed that I would complete the project by some date. Stated. In his speech, he stated that this will take over a year. Declared. He declared that he would marry her. Argued. This doesn't mean that he was shouting at somebody. Argued means that he is providing facts. He argued that this could be much worse. Suggested. Explained. So write these words down, and the next time you're talking about somebody saying something, replace the word say with those words.
So you have claimed.